Hello, friends! Today we are going to be talking about more CES. This is the second day of CES, and unlike most CES, I'm only able to go for 2 days. Usually it runs for 4 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Unfortunately, this year they cut Saturday because of, well, you know, the world right now. And I couldn't make it on Wednesday, so I only got to go for 2 days. Luckily, I walk very quickly, so I managed to get through the entire convention center. It was not easy, but I did it. Got through the entire convention center and saw all the cool stuff, and I brought it all here for you guys. If you say Metaverse, I'll give you a sub. Look, I'm going to be saying Metaverse a lot. Again, the drinking game is anytime I bring up NFTs or Metaverse, take a drink. It'll keep you healthy and hydrated if you're drinking water. And if you don't, you might die. All right. I have to do the same sort of layout that I did last time. I tried to preload the images and resize them. And thank you for the sub, Iggy. I appreciate it. I tried to load in all the images beforehand, and everything exploded. So I'm not doing that. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time and load them in one picture at a time. It's not scuff. It's organized. So this guy was doing an oil painting, like an actual, genuine, thick oil painting, and it looked awesome. I don't know exactly why, but it was just an idea of... I don't know. It was just pretty neat. This one's on Amazon? Well, thank you, Beverly Jesus. So, yeah, as long as we can avoid the obvious thing for at least a little while, I think everything's gonna be... jeez. Already... we're going straight into this, aren't we? It's just... okay, this is the world we live in. NFTs done right. What is your NFT strategy? My NFT strategy is no. Simba Chain, what do you do? What is your NFT strategy, Simba Chain? What are your goals and what are your dreams? What are you trying to accomplish? Well, let's find out. Simba Chain provides secure messaging in the blockchain for the Department of Defense, the I assume American, and verification and trafficking. And okay, so they are just using NFTs just in general, just because everything they do is already on the blockchain. They're pivoting to say that everything is an NFT as well. So that's kind of their operation point right now, is to say, well, if honestly, the one thing that NFTs do work for is security. That's about the only thing. And I guess if you're using NFTs just for the unique security identifier, that could be considered a done right, as opposed to trying to turn it into a weird pseudo art auction. So you know what? I'm feeling generous, and we're just starting the stream, and everything's going great, so we're gonna say that that's fine. We're gonna say that's fine, we're not gonna worry about it. It's just a little NFT, I'm sure it'll get better. We're gonna go in it. What do we have here? Oh, it's a robot. Oh, good. Thank goodness. Okay, so we have a robot here. What does it do? This is an agricultural robot. If you've seen the giant harvesters that they use for rice or corn or whatever, this is not that. This is, in fact, a small robot that handles smaller crops. Autonomous robots for farming. Honestly, that's awesome, because you can't have a giant robot that handles things. Whereas this you can. Whereas this little robot boy can scamper around and take care of these smaller crops. Like, I don't know, basils and things like that. I don't know a lot about agriculture. I'm sure people in chat know more about agriculture than I do, but I think this is pretty cool. It effectively just automates a process that's difficult to otherwise automate. Agricultural bot. I respect it. I respect it. This is the good start we wanted. Okay. Let's put the other thing to the side and focus on this, because this is good. Let's see if we can stay in there. Let's see if we can stay there. And oh, what's this? is a cooling pad for your ankles. It's a cooling block that uses compressed CO2 to insta-cool a metal plate. And then you compress that plate against your skin to freeze your knees, to cool down. And that actually sounds like a really good idea, especially for somebody who is running around all day, for somebody who is constantly walking and moving, is going to have some inflammation down there, and this is a good way of solving that. I think this is a great idea. I know that I was literally on my feet for 10 hours a day for the past 2 days, and my feet are already getting tired. I can only imagine how difficult it is for people who have to work for 12 hours a day for 5 days a week, because there's a lot of people who do that. I think this is a fantastic device. It's the little cartridges, little CO2 cartridges. CO2 cartridges are not that hard to charge if you already are using this in like a warehouse situation. And providing this to your employees, providing this to people who can make use of it, genuinely fantastic idea. Big recommendation from me. This is a good technology, because I would have never thought about this. This is the kind of innovation that we want to see at CES. The kind of innovation and excitement that we want to see, you know? And hello, Cupcake. It's a pleasure to have you here. We want to see good innovations that people haven't done before, you know? Something that's weird and unique. This is, in fact... Let me get it over here. Shoop. Your mom's wondering if I know how lucky I am to get to go to CES. Yes, I am. I do know this. I go for professional reasons, and I bring it to you for personal reasons, because I like you guys, and you guys deserve to see cool things. Okay, so this here is a 360-degree camera that car mounts that does not require any additional battery power. The solar panels on the top is all you need. It has a LiDAR, I believe it has a LiDAR top, but it also has a, omnidirectional camera. This would replace the top mount on a Google car, or provide a Google car style map-making generator onto any other vehicle. So, again, this not requiring any additional power source is actually pretty hype. That's actually very exciting, isn't it? I like it. I like the idea. I told her about the ankle cooling blocks, and she personally could use them. Let me put it 1 second here. It's called cryo blocks, or no, cryo socks. CYRYOSOCKS. Not all of these companies that I'm going to be showing today are selling to the public, and not all of them are going to be at a reasonable price, because something like this product here, this is going to be more than a couple of nickels. This is not a consumer grade product. This is going to be for a company that's going to be making use of it. So if you want to do any research on the companies that I'm bringing up, by all means, please do so. I will be giving you as much information as I have. I don't necessarily know how many of these are going to be useful on the consumer level. For a consumer electronics show, it's not always about providing things that consumers actually use. A lot of it is providing things that will end up being used for consumers, you know? Like, branded play automates your content so that one piece of content can be distributed to many different networks. I mean, that's cool. That's great. That's not something that most people need, but if you're a business that you want to put yourself as much reach as possible, that has some potential. I've seen similar programs like this before, but this one, it handles a lot of nationalities. This handles global nationalities, which is very exciting. And I am skipping over. I'm going to be skipping over a lot of semiconductors and LiDAR arrays and other things that are not. Other things that are, simply put, not going to be effective for end users, you know? But this thing made me angry. Look at it. Look at how cute it is. It's adorable, and I wish it wasn't cursed. Look at how wonderful these little beans are. It's a shame that they are Metaverse blockchain devices. This is a kid's toy. Okay, let me clarify. Let me actually give you a proper explanation, because you know what? These guys deserve it. This is a kid's toy. It has little rotating ears. In fact, if you look here, this is actually the most important part of the entire device. If you look here, you can see what the device is actually for. This is a teaching tool to teach kids how to program. Which is great, right? That's fantastic. It uses node-based programming language, which honestly, there are more visual code, not like Visual Studio Code, but there are more visual code related programs and services on the market right now. Even Unity has the ability to do that. So when you found out that this is actually a Metaverse capable toy that runs on the blockchain, why? Why is it like that? Why does it need this information? Ah, sippy. The answer is it doesn't. This does not need to be a blockchain device. This does not need to be a blockchain-related product. I straight up pressed... I was annoyed. When I saw this, I was so annoyed, I actually pressed the creator, the actual inventor who made this, about it. I'm like, why? I believe the way I phrased it is, what benefit is it to the end user that your product runs on the blockchain? That's how I phrased it. What is the benefit to the end user to have your product running on using blockchain technology? And he stumbled around with words. He genuinely stumbled for a little while and tried to think of a good answer, because he knew as well as us, as well as anybody here, that he was just throwing buzzwords at the wall. He wanted to say Metaverse because everyone says Metaverse and it makes you popular. He wanted to say blockchain because blockchain is a word that attracts investors. It's a shame that he felt the need to do that. Like, that's actually the way I'm going to phrase this. It's a shame that he felt the need to do that. Because I'm sure that he wouldn't have on his own. Like, you know, this creator would not have said, oh boy, I can't wait to throw blockchain at, you know, infants. Like, no. That's a choice that was clearly made because he wanted to attract investors and wanted to use the buzzwords to attract other individuals who were interested in those words, who are interested in that generalized concept of technology. And I can't say for sure, but I suspect he's compromising his vision, because a blockchain functionality on this doesn't just help anybody. And that's just how it is, you know. Blockchain doesn't have to be for everything. But this guy felt the need to make his product blockchain compatible, and it's too bad, really. It genuinely, I mean that genuinely. It is too bad that it be like that. It's too bad that it be like that. Now, this is a cute little program that I found. It's designed to improve people's public speaking. It takes your voice modulation, it takes your words, it actually does translate your words and figures out how many filler words you use, how many times you repeat yourself, whether you have a good cadence, a good rhythm, yeah, what type of tone you use. And it gives you advice on how to improve it. Honestly, I think this is fantastic. This is a great program. This is genuinely a fantastic little program. And hello, Draco's cat. I am going to try this. I am unironically going to try this myself, and I will report back later this year. Because I think that this has a lot of potential in it. I think this has a... Hello, Ollie. I think this has a lot of potential to help people with public speakers, and honestly, as a streamer, I'm curious to know what it would do for me, for somebody who has, you know, an acting background and streaming, which is a public speaking device. And Draco Gamer 280, you would not dare. You would not dare do that. Don't even pretend on that one. So I like this idea. I'm going to try it myself. I will have to get back to you on that. And oh no. Already? We're already back to this? We just left. Okay, fine. We're back to miners. Okay. Spartan miners. The modular solution to crypto mining. Multiple currencies, modular design. What do you do? What is your product? Do you have a product? Oh, you're selling the miners themselves. You're selling boxes that have 6 GPUs so that you can mine off them. Well, somebody has to do that. That's a thing that has to happen. I get it. But I'm still gonna drink about it. And it's just something that happens, and yeah, it's just someone who sells mining rigs. The thing is, that's not, I don't know, it's not overly innovative, but it's also not trying to pull the wool over your eyes, right? That's not a product that's going to be, I'm just keeping this one up for next. That's not a product that's going to be, it doesn't, how can I phrase this? It's not a product that doesn't need blockchain technology being used for the blockchain. It is just a miner. It's like, okay, those are unavoidable right now. That's the world that we live in. Is going to CES fun? Incredible fun. I love it. This right here is a good example of why. This is effectively a way of composing music for people who do not see. People who don't see anything, people who are blind or otherwise visually impaired, make fantastic musicians. This has been true throughout history, and will continue to be so. And this is a type of braille for musicians. You put the actual magnetic pieces onto the board. You can tell the shape of it very easily, and there's a computer inside of this that can read off and adapt that into a computer. You can actually see the smartphone app that they have running here for it right here. And yeah, it's a way of composing music. It's a composition tool for the visually impaired. I think this is phenomenal. I think this is actually a great idea. I really do. This is the kind of innovation that I love CES for. Like, I would not have thought about this, right? I would never have thought about this. And I'm so glad that it exists. The person who was selling it was completely blind. The person who was proposing, I suppose, I don't think they've actually gone to production. The person who was proposing it was completely blind, and she went through her entire spiel and speech about what the device is and how it works. The colored strip that's on the left here is going to be in the final draft, and it's another way of finding the musical bars by gives you a tone anytime the controller there is over a certain color. So just another way of adding a braille component into the music creation process. It's brilliant. I love it. Fantastic. I absolutely think it's fantastic. Genuinely. This right here. What have we here? 192 meditations for children. That sounds a little weird, right? That sounds a little bit on the strange side. My Little Morphe, meditations for children? It is a little radio. It's a little radio that children can use to help fall asleep, or for entertainment, that they can control. The dials are simple enough that a kid can choose what they want. If they want to listen to lion sounds on the moon, or if they want to listen to an elephant in the forest, or if they want to listen to a snake in the desert, they have the option to click it over, and it will play various loops of audio for them in that theme. It's all pre-recorded and mixed together between those two dials, but it's simple and teaches kids agency. It allows a kid to decide what they want to listen to, and that's valuable, right? That teaches the kid that they have control. They have control over the situation. And I like that. It's, yeah, not complicated, but it's a great idea. I didn't have anything like that when I was growing up. We had sticks. We had sticks, and you got hit with them. That's all I had. Okay. This right here is a people mover. It moves people. I mean, there's a lot of people movers, right? This is designed not as a mobility device. This isn't for people who are unable to move. This is for people who need to be moving and using their hands at the same time. The controls are entirely on the feet. So you use your feet to move it left, right, forward, backwards, tank spin, and then you have complete access to your hands to pick things up, manipulate objects, yeah, grab things off of a shelf or whatever else you happen to be doing at the time. So this is a scooter that's completely foot controlled with pedals. I can think of a lot of situations in a warehouse or in a manufacturing line and an assembly line, like assembling line, where this could be very useful, being able to scooter around between locations while still being able to manipulate things. While still being able to input data onto a mobile device or a tablet of some sort. I like it. I think it's good. It's a niche, right? Like this isn't the kind of thing that someone's going to run out and be like, "Oh, this is exactly what I needed today." No, this isn't going to be something that is going to be it's not going to be for everybody, right? It's not going to be the default option for anybody. But the specific people for whom this is ideal, the specific people for whom this is the exact use case that they have, this is perfect, and they will gladly pay the, I think it was $3,500 US dollars for it. That's fine, you know, for that target audience, for the people who would really make the most use out of this, it makes sense as a product. And yeah, innovation. It's all about innovation, right? And you know what really says innovation? A 1990s Simpsons arcade cabinet. That's right, folks. Live at CES, we had a Simpsons arcade cabinet present at a booth about the startup stock exchange powered by blockchain. I'm gonna say that line again, just to make sure that, just to make sure I'm not underselling what it says. The startup stock exchange powered by blockchain. I don't know what the arcade cabinet has to do with this. I genuinely don't, and I was terrified to ask, because there is no answer that would have satisfied me. You know, either that's this there because they want to grab attention, or it actually has some deep ingrained meaning. I'm terrified. If I don't know what I would do if he actually gave me a valid answer about what that arcade cabinet was there for. I might have just broken down into tears. I don't know. I couldn't handle the stress. I couldn't handle the stress of actually asking why it was there, out of a deep-rooted fear that he would actually have an answer. You know what I mean? Just, there's a small chance that he would have an actual answer for me, and I was not in a place where I could handle that answer. Okay. I'm okay. So, okay, what do they do? They just allow you to invest cryptocurrency into venture capital. That's pretty much it. That's fine. Nobody else is doing it, and there are plenty of blockchain, Bitcoin wealthy who would like the opportunity to use their money for venture capital for other startups. And this mixes the two. You glad you don't work with venture capitalists anymore? Yeah, it's an interesting group, isn't it? It's a very interesting group. So, yeah, that's another drink for the blockchain. Yep. Oh, it's gonna get worse. Oh, here we are. Okay, friends. You guys ready for this? Because I'm not. Metaverse music. From the music you listen to, the music you touch and feel and play with. It's... Okay. Why is this on the Metaverse? Okay, you know what? Okay, we need to explain this a little bit more. We need to explain this a little bit more, okay? We need a better explanation. Okay, and I can provide that. I can get you that. Because right here we have a much better explanation. This is your explanation. Okay. This right here, this is an iPad playing a song. If you tap the iPad rhythmically, you can change the beat of the song. If you slide the finger up and down on the pad, you can change the pitch while still keeping the song. It's just it lets you end user mix the song into something else. Does that explain everything? Yes? No? Well, that's the all explanation I have for you. The metaverse aspect is not really a thing. Like, there's no real metaverse aspect of it. I'm going to read you the copy that's on the bottom left here, because I have a copy of this. Ready? Media and solution. No, okay, hold on. Ready? Are you guys ready for this? I hope you're ready. Problem and solution. The music media, CD, LP, they actually sell LP, say LP here. MP3 streaming has only provided the ability to play recorded music, while the video media has continued to evolve from movie to game interactively. Our interactive music technology is transforming a passive music experience that was only possible with play and stop in an active music experience in which users directly touch, feel, and play the music. Users can now control every aspect of the music and sound, whether it's removing vocals, only listening to the guitar, or turning rock music into hip-hop. The solutions to problems. If you have rock music that you need to be hip-hop music, you have this now. In addition, you can discover music hidden in a virtual space decorated with the artist's personality, and become an artist yourself, and do great rap by touch. Those are the words it says. Those are the words, verbatim. In addition, you can discover music hidden in a virtual space decorated by the artist's personality and become an artist yourself and do great rap by touch. This is a metaverse music experience. You can tell that they just added that last line at the end. Like, you can tell that they had no intention of making this a metaverse product, and then they added that sentence to the end of the paragraph. This is a metaverse music experience. It is. Don't worry about it, guys. We're metaverse, I swear. Technology to increase the value of music. Why though? It got an innovation award this year, and like honestly, having seen it in work, having seen it in function, it isn't terrible. It just has nothing to do with the metaverse. It doesn't really, have any meaningful relation to it, but it's silly. It's kind of neat, but I don't know that it as a product is going to go anywhere. That's the honest answer. Is that I don't think it's bad. I just don't know where it's going to go. Clearly, it's going to go in the metaverse. Clearly, it's going to go into a metaverse, a micro metaverse for you and your business. Okay. Who here is ready for a micro metaverse for you and your business? Are you all ready for this? Are you guys ready to organize your trainings, team buildings, and meetings in your virtual space? Also known as just installing Slack. Are you ready to install Slack for your company? Sure. I mean, this is an example of what I'm talking about, where this is not a metaverse product. This is not anything to do with anything. This is just Slack or Microsoft Teams or Discord for business. But because metaverse is a thing that a rich person uttered, everything has to be related to the metaverse now. Everything has to be a metaverse function. My favorite part of this image, by far, my favorite part is this part right here of this transaction going on. Look at these two. Yeah, it's basically VR chat with a business twist, but I love that their bodies are embedded in the floor. Something about the fact that their bodies are embedded into the floorboards speaks to me. Like, yes, we are bringing this to the next level, and that next level is downstairs. But we're only going 60% of our way downstairs, so that our bodies are embedded in the floor. So Charles and Nina, thank you for your service. Thank you for taking the risk to go into the floor. It's a risk that not many people would be willing to take, and you have gone above and beyond. What are we doing here? What's going on? Well, okay, It's okay. CES, CES. We can fix this. We can get it back on track. Okay? Okay, CES. Come on. Stay focused. Stay focused. What do we have? Okay. 232,700,000 light years away in the Asimula. Okay, well, we have... Oh, it's cute. It's cute. I love it. That look. It's cute. The Galaxy's first meta... Oh. Galaxy's first meta concert event. I mean... Sure. Why not? It's a concert event, and it's a platform. I think that what they're actually doing is hosting the platform that allows you to run a concert event in VR. Honestly? Sure. You know what? I'm okay with this. There's no actual problem here. The only problem here is that they're throwing the word meta at things unnecessarily. There's no actual problem with the product. The product is a digital distribution system that allows you to take a screen at your home, buy a ticket for a licensed event, and then attend that event in a virtual space. There's nothing wrong with this. It's actually good. It's actually good. I'm gonna sass about the meta, about them shoehorning meta into the description, but I have no actual complaints about what they're doing. It's actually a really good idea. Let's take an event that people want to attend, and let's find a way to allow people to attend it in the safety and privacy of wherever they want, while still allowing it to be a big licensed communal event, like a concert, and not a pay-per-view or not a video rental aspect. I think that this is good. I genuinely think this is a good thing. As much as I will sass about meta, and I will continue to, I think it's good. This one is fun. Whoop. This is a cosmetics case that is both temperature and humidity controlled. A lot of people don't realize how much of an effect the humidity has on your makeup. And perfume, for that matter. So the one on the right here is just a case for your, for all of your products that keeps things at 0 humidity, I think is the goal, and keeps it at 50 degrees Celsius, or 50 degrees Fahrenheit, not 50 degrees Celsius. 50 degrees Fahrenheit is what they said. I got confused when they were there. I was there. And yeah, no complaints. If you have a lot of high-end cosmetics, or if you are working in theater and you need to store some long-term use stage makeup that isn't being used often, but you need to have still working and still soft when you need it, because that happens a lot. If you're working on stages, you can have makeup that's like, well, we can't get rid of this because we are going to need it in 8 months, but it's also going to be bad in 8 months, and we're going to have wasted another thing of relatively expensive stage makeup. So that's good. I think this is actually a very good product. This isn't the thing you're going to have on your dresser, right? This isn't going to be a real home use thing, but I think that it is a very good product overall. In and of itself, I think that what it's doing is solid. And the other one is keeping these tools at a proper temperature, and they can custom mold for various tools. These right here are massage therapy tools that you want to keep at a certain coolness, I believe, or I guess a certain heat for other applications. And yeah, for somebody who runs a massage parlor, that's a good idea. That's a very valuable product that's going to get a lot of use. And if you're somebody who does a professional makeup, then this is another one. Like, both these things are things that I would not have thought about. And again, that's what we love about CES, is the innovation. Is people showing us things that we have not thought of and we would not have thought of, and saying, hey, we thought about this. We thought about the use cases for the people who would make good use out of this and for people who would get a lot of value here. And we made a product for them. We made a product to fill a niche, and that's always good. That's always something that we want to respect. I always am going to respect that. You know what's another niche? You know what's another niche? Yeah. What? A flying car. So there is a thing of drone racing. Drone racing is a thing. People racing drones. This is a hydrogen-powered flying drone racing car. That's pretty cool. 0 emissions because it's powered by hydrogen, literally the most abundant element in the entire universe, with a speed of up to 250 kilometers an hour. This thing can go 250 kilometers an hour. Someone in chat, tell me, help out whatever that is for hamburgers, but that's absurd. That is crazy. When you think of drones, you usually think of the little quad drones that scamper about. No, no, no. This thing goes. This thing motors. Someone tell me what that is in hamburgers. But like, yeah, no, this is awesome. Drone racing is very much a thing. I don't do it myself, but I know that it is a thing. I've seen people who are very excited about it. And I can only assume that they're going to be enormously excited here. Hydrogen power on this means that you don't have heavy batteries. You don't have as heavy a battery pack. 155 miles an hour. This thing goes zoom. This thing absolutely goes zoom. And I think it's amazing. I'm here for it. Oh, the company is called Maca, M-A-C-A. And if you want to do more research on it, this is their S11 model. It also has I believe it also has a camera in the front so that you can control it with remotely while still being able to look through it in the first person. Genuinely cool. I did not know it was possible for drones to go that fast. I had no idea that a drone going that fast was even an option. But you know what else goes fast? Dogs. Dogs are well known for going fast. Everybody knows this. Okay, look, segues are hard. It's hard to segue from a 250 kilometer an hour drone into facial recognition for dogs. That's what this is. It's facial recognition for dogs. They had the placards here with, and then they had a face scanner. The same kind of biometrics that you can use for your phone to unlock your phone, or that you can use to, yeah. But they actually programmed it to recognize canine faces. But cool. Actually, you know, I think this is great. I think this is great. And you might be thinking, what, Jade, are you going to do facial recognition on your phone to make sure that your dog is your dog when you say hello to it every day? No. But you know who is? A vet. A kennel. A long-term dog care kennel. You know who is going to make a lot of use out of this? People who work with dozens of dogs every single day, with laborers who might not know that about every single dog all the time. If you have a dog adoption agency, if you have a shelter, and you have volunteer labor who is not necessarily going to know every single animal at all the time, this gives you that answer. You, even without tags, even without a microchip, you can use this to identify the animals very quickly and very efficiently. I mean, I think this is great. Like, yeah, Draco is joking about this being for rich white moms, but no, I think this is a great thing for kennel agencies. Yeah, I think this is a great thing for adoption agencies. I like it, and it's cool, right? Like, let's use facial scanning technology and then apply it to canines. Sure, I'm in. Let's go. Let's do it. Let us facial scan canines. You can even add that into a animal control database if you want. Like, that could be a potential use case for this. Is you could also upload it into an animal control database so that you can identify non-chipped animals after they get released. But this, though. Hi. So. This is a CAD program for kids. This is a program that a kid can use to CAD design a product, to CAD design a truck or an airplane or a dinosaur or whatever it is that they feel like making, and it teaches a kid how to use 3D modeling software. And then you can bring that to life by hitting a few buttons, and they will actually laser cut cardboard in the shape that you 3D modeled and send it to you. They will send you your own creation. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that cool as heck? It teaches STEM to kids. It teaches kids how to engineer, because you can make a monstrosity and then understand what you could improve. You could make something brilliant and then see your own creation in your hands, with possibly with the ability to make it motorized if you have certain components and are willing to pay the extra cost for it. Brilliant. Again, brilliant. Absolutely delightful piece of work. And they get to keep a relatively low overhead too, because they're going to charge you for the production models, because they're going to charge you for the models that you actually end up buying and sending out. They don't need to keep the price high for the unit itself, for the base program. So it's accessible, and the people who want to buy 300 of these can do so. But the people who are going to be spending a year designing one thing and then have that one thing shipped out will have a minimal cost. I love it. And then when you get it, you build it like Legos. Like, you could actually create something for a friend, order it, give it to them to create as a Lego project, and then at the end of when they finish that project, they will have your creation. I think this is a great toy. I think this is a great toy. It's fantastic. Genuinely a big believer in what that is going for. You know what else I'm a big believer in? Medical braces? Okay, I guess segues are hard. Segues are going to continue to be hard. But this right here... this right here is a... what's the word I'm looking for? Physical therapy brace that uses the, biometrics and uses resistance checking to maximize the impact of stretching, because usually you have a stretch assisted by a personal trainer. This takes the personal trainer and says, okay, you're great, you're a fantastic personal trainer, we love your work. But this can go farther, this can be more precise, this can give the exact amount of stretch that's going to be optimal for the customer, for the client, for the individual. And we will need you to work on other stuff, but right now we are going to be transitioning to use this to make the recovery process as quick and efficient as possible. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. It's brilliant. I'm going to be saying the word brilliant a lot. It's the word of the day. I like to say things are brilliant. See, the thing with medical technology is it's great, but it's not necessarily cool, right? You know what is cool? This. Look at this. Look at this right here. This right here is a vertical takeoff and landing fixed wing drone. It's stylish as heck. You got to admit, this thing looks amazing. It can take off. So a fixed wing drone usually has a hard time taking off and landing. The fixed wing drone usually needs to be launched either from another aircraft or from another RC car, basically, and usually lands by skidding, frankly, which means you have to have extra weight to make sure that the device is not damaged on the landing. This takes that away by giving it a vertical takeoff. It takes off like a helicopter straight up, goes high enough, pivots, drops, catches itself, and flies off. Yeah, Skyray, exactly. This thing is beautiful. I mean, I love the idea of describing a payload on a consumer drone. I mean, I find that amusing, I will say. But fixed wing craft can fly a very long distance because of the shape and because of the aerodynamics of it. And yeah, vertical takeoff and landing gives you the precision of a quad drone for takeoff and landing, while giving you the efficiency and the flight range of a fixed wing. It's beautiful. I love it. Now, I don't suspect this is going to be general consumer stuff. You know, I don't think you're going to be able to go down and buy one of these, right? This isn't going to be next to the cash register on your way when you're checking out. But but if you are an agency, like if you are at a large park and you need to scan an area, you use that flexible payload to hold additional cameras, maybe thermal cameras, and you can scan for lost people. You can use this at sea, where you need the extra range of a fixed wing craft and you also want the vertical takeoff because to launch it from a ship. This would give you a lot of coverage for search and rescue. This would be great for bringing a drone into an area that's difficult to traverse into, like above a volcano or something of that nature, where a fixed-wing craft is going to be a lot more durable and survivable than a quad, but you're going to want to launch it from a long ways away, which is usually difficult to do with quad. I love it. It's phenomenal. I think this is a good product. Unfortunately, nobody was there. Like, real talk, I would tell you more about this product, but the booth was empty. I walked by it and the booth was empty, so I assume they were on lunch. I assume that they were on lunch and not taken out by drones. But I can't confirm. I cannot actually genuinely confirm what happened to them. They're probably fine. They're probably perfectly fine. And their device definitely didn't go sentient and take them out. Just saying. Okay. So this right here is... Yeah, these are puzzle pieces. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but they're puzzle pieces that are shipped out as sheet metal. They're actually shipped out in small packages. Actually, I have a picture of the package right here. They're actually shipped out flat in packages like this. And these kits create these finished models. Okay, cool, right? Yeah, little sculptures, using hold on a second. I like how Jade's using examples of things being used to help guide people to a location. Oh yeah. Look at these. Aren't these cool? Aren't these beautiful? Here's the thing though. These have engines. These are actually functional pieces. These become RC models. I love how the guy has a little fidget toy while he's talking. These all have small little motors inside them. So you're not only building them just as a mantelpiece, you're actually building them as a little RC device. And I think that's a nice touch. I think that is a nice touch on the modeling aspect of making it a bit more functional, you know? Turning it into a proper toy as opposed to a... I always got a ship in a bottle vibe from those. Pretty, but ultimately useless. And for me, having them be motorized, having them actually be able to scoot around, is cute. I think that's a cute addition. All right. Next up we have an emotion mask. This is neat. So what this does is it takes your voice, it takes your it tries to parse your emotional state based on a bunch of different factors and presents you in that state. It basically simplifies and streamlines your emotions so that other people can see them more easily. As somebody who is friends with multiple people who are autistic, I think this is a cool idea. This is a way of showing off that. I mean, plus you also have this is a cool thing to wear, you know, this is a cool thing to wear to a concert or something. That's also an aspect of it. But in addition to that, there's a deeper idea here. It also tracks your mouth movements and shows a mouth that moves in the time with you. If you've been on TikTok lately, you've definitely seen similar things. You've definitely seen that that one guy who has the masks who does this. but this also it tracks the mouth, and I think that's a nice addition. There's no way I can transition from that into phone cases, so I'm not even going to try. This is a phone case. What does it do? Well, it has... What? When someone asks you to smile and you have a mask on, yeah, fair enough. So this is a phone case, and what the phone case is in addition to having an extra battery, the phone case itself has a large battery that can recharge. Basically, you can recharge your phone twice just from the case, which is handy in and of itself. But in addition to that, it also links up to an app that can run on your phone that can run various visual designs on the case itself. You can have it present your text message, text messages to you, or just do something cute because they're small LEDs that don't take a lot of pardon me. Because they're small LEDs that don't take a lot of electricity. You could just have it run some ambient cute stuff on the background. But the important thing here is that it's a phone case, or a phone shell, I guess, with a very large internal battery. Yeah, a shiny battery pack. That's a good way of describing it. It's just a battery pack, but shinier. Nothing in the world wrong with that. So right here is another thing that's not for end users. This is something that you, most likely, won't make use of. But the right person will. What this does is it takes interactions with patients in the medical field, in the medical industry, and helps you understand the person, helps you understand who the person is, rather than just the exact bullet points that you need. I hope that this does well, because I think that the medical industry would do well to pay attention to other aspects. When you go into the doctor's office and they take your, pulse oxygen and your blood pressure and all that fun stuff, cool, you have numbers. You don't have information about a person. But if you are able to document, does this person have good food access, or are they in a food desert? Does this person have the ability to get to places they need to get to? Or is travel difficult for them, either because of physical limitations or financial limitations? Is this person physically active, or are they able to be physically active? Do they have a good support network? Do they have literacy on their health? Do they have motivation? Do they feel a purpose in life? Like, are there other depression signifiers that you can look out for? This is software that handles and documents each individual patient as and what their life is like, which can help a care provider better understand what that person needs. That can help them understand what an individual needs, not rather than just, here's your biology, here's your medicine. Here is who you are as a person and what information can they provide to you, you know? Why did they weigh you before checking your blood pressure? It's going to be higher because no one likes to help me. Fair enough, fair enough. I mean... Okay. Alright, but what about a shower? What if we just need to clean up? We just need to clean up our act. Let's hop in the shower with gray water. Okay, they didn't actually like it when I called it gray water. This right here is a circular... They call it a circular shower. What it does is it takes the water that you showered with and sends it through a purification system, and allows you to shower with the same water the next day. About 17 to 20% of the water gets thrown away and replaced, because and the rest is purified. It's basically a water filtration and purification system for your house or for your business. I could see this actually doing well in a fitness center sort of situation as well. I like it. I think it's nice. It's very... I mean, in areas that are... Okay, I know I said food deserts in the previous segment, so I wanted to say in areas that are water deserts, but I guess the word for that is just deserts. in areas that are deserts. This would do a lot of work. You know, this would give you a... if this was given to people and given to people with easy access to it, this would allow individuals to reduce their water footprint by a drastic amount. And this would allow businesses to reduce their water, both footprint and bill, by a drastic amount. If you are in if you're in an arid climate, if you're in an area that has a poor access to fresh and clean water, this is a fantastic device. Or even, in less developed areas that might not have access to clean water. This can give you clean shower water without wasting what would otherwise be potable water on your shower. And staying in the health and wellness section, this right here is a set of devices that are designed to allow your the elderly people to still live at home. It has, rather than actually being anything that the person wears, these sensors, these things here, will detect a fall and will detect where you are in the house. You put these throughout a building, and you can track where a person is. This is a two-way speaker, both so that you can hear and speak to the individual. These are emergency buttons for around a toilet or a wash area. And these are trip sensors. You can put the way they actually recommended it was put these on refrigerators and cabinets, and you can check remotely whether or not they've been doing self-care, whether they've been feeding themselves, whether or not they might appear to have incontinence issues with not having gone to the bathroom in a longer amount of time. This gives you the ability, without loading up the person with hardware, without making the person, the individual, wear a bunch of electronics, you can install these in the location and allow them to still live what would be a normal life with the comfort of living in home. This is a big deal, right? This is a big deal for a lot of people. And I think I love it. This allows people to live a comfortable life at home and not need to go into a very restrictive situation to resolve day-to-day life. This here is Abby. Abby is a nurse bot. Now, this is it's very similar to the droids that we looked at the other day, where this is just a serving droid that can bring, in this case, food and medications to a patient. Not actually that impressive, considering that these things have been around for a while, and we've seen a couple of other highly innovative ones, even in this conference. What makes this one unique, what makes this one very interesting, is that it's made specifically for hospital work. This is made to be HIPAA compliant, which is a big deal, right? That's a big ask. This is made to run around a hospital floor and provide medication information as well on the screen if needed, and will only ping the nursing station if there's an issue. Otherwise, you can automate providing medications and services and meals to your clients. If you have a patient who is highly infectious, this is a great idea. If you're a patient that is, if you're short-staffed and you have to, this can reduce the amount of work and the amount of load on the individual nurses. I like it. It's the kind of thing that makes sense for a specific industry. You know, we've seen these for serving industries, we've seen these for warehouse industries, we've seen these for a lot of industries. But this is a very different product than those, because making it and tailoring it to a medical industry both creates new problems and creates new it creates more new solutions, right? It creates a specific solution to a very specific problem that, well, is actually very common, right? This is going to be how many places are short-staffed on nurses that could use this to free up some very important time that the staff can use for taking extra notes or just sitting down for a moment, frankly. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. You know what else I love? Batteries. Okay, these are the segues, people. These are the segues. You're gonna have to work with me on this. You're gonna have to work with me on the segue front because this is the kind of segues that we're at right now. These are lithium-ion batteries. Okay, well, there's lots of lithium-ion batteries. Sure, that's not terribly strange. What makes these interesting and unique? That's actually what I usually ask people. That when I'm going up and talking to somebody is what makes your product interesting and unique. You know. And some people stutter. Some people stagger over their words and say, well, it's a blockchain-based Bitcoin wallet. Like, no. This person is like, okay, well, non-flammable. Non-flammable lithium. Okay, you have my attention. That's a very big deal. That is actually an enormous deal. Lithium is famously flammable, right? Lithium is a dangerous product. This is graphene-based battery. Rather than using hard lithium, it's using graphene. And having a graphene battery that is non-flammable, I'm not going to say non-toxic, but a lot less toxic, relatively, and still can hold a charge for hundreds of thousands of usage cycles, and still have a high energy density. We've needed an upgrade to batteries. We've needed an upgrade to the concept of a battery for a very, very long time. So many of our batteries are the same as our old batteries. So many of our batteries are not new or interesting. They're just the same batteries that we've had forever, for the past couple of decades. And I think it's absolutely fantastic that we can see something new. We can see something new and interesting and safer, because there's a lot of products that this would not be able to that this product could go in, that these batteries could be used in, where a regular lithium-ion battery is simply not an option. You know what? We've had enough of a break. Time to get back to it. I'm sorry. I know. We got it though. We have to get back. NFTs made real. Okay. NFTs made real. Sure. Why not? What do you got for me, friend? What do you got? What makes them real? What makes this NFT real? Tell me. Tell me what you think that this real NFT has. Okay. It's an actual tangible object. All right, so it's sort of like a credit card, right? It's a more of a secure product for a. You know what? That's fine. That's a good idea. I'm okay with this. But what use do you have for it? The question is why. What are you doing with these NFTs? You're embedding them in clothing? Okay. Okay, what does that clothing do? Well, that's where it gets a little bit fuzzy. But the idea is that you install the chip into a article of clothing, then that article it's for unique articles of clothing, and so they have the NFT built into the article. So basically, this is the fashion world, which you already own the article of clothing. I don't know why you need an NFT with it. I really don't. But at least there's a physical object attached to it. It's very slightly better than not, and I suppose it's a lot better than the terrifying thought of a NFT monkey being crafted in real life. So you know what? When I heard NFTs made real, I just immediately assumed that it was one of those monkey things, just that they scientifically engineered in a lab, you know? And I'm glad I was wrong. I'm glad that's not the case, because that'd be horrifying. I don't know what I would do about that. I genuinely don't know what the... Oh my gosh, I have no idea. It's fine. It's not that. It's good. I don't know if it's good, but it's better than that. It's at least better than that. This guy made a phone strap. Yep, that's what this is. This is I took a picture of this and wanted to bring it up for a very specific reason. So this guy made a phone connector that goes on the back of your phone that makes it easier to carry your phone. Sure. I mean, I use one of those phone rings, and I love it. I absolutely swear by it. But they're always at CES. Every CES, there are dozens of people who are selling phone cases or phone rings, grasps that you put on your back of your phone to make it easier to hold. There are dozens of people selling these things and looking for people to distribute them. They're looking for buyers. They're looking for people to want to put this product in a store. There's all over the place. Every single year, there's at least a dozen of these. And even though there's a scaled down CES, even though there was less of a convention than normal, it was still here. So I just wanted to highlight that and tell you about one thing that's constantly there. Okay, what do we have next? How about William Shatner? He's still relevant, right? Conversational video technology that talks back. This is William Shatner. And you can talk to him. And it's a simple AI that parses your voice into a text, takes that text, puts it alongside a database of discussion points and responses and appropriate reference points, and uses it to create a conversation with a pre-recorded artificial intelligence. This group hired William Shatner and gave it a bunch of talking points. So you can ask it specific questions. Who are you? How did your career as a professional actor begin? And so forth. Kind of cool. I mean, kind of silly that they used William Shatner. But I'm glad they didn't just throw Metaverse on the name of this, because they very easily could have, right? They very, very easily could have done this. When you did this, did the voice sound robotic? No, it did not, actually. It actually sounded natural, and it was actually looping pre-recorded lines. They actually had a proper pre-recorded line setup. And, yeah, it worked quite well. It wasn't making up new lines on the fly. It wasn't like it was a complete AI stuff. It was going through various components that were actually, I believe, were actually spoken by the individual, by William Shatner. Oh, this one was cool. This one's real cool, friends. There's not going to be a whole lot of people who can use this. But what this is a sound editing software that allows you to add an array of different sounds in real time. You can take, in this case they were using a keyboard, and then you can assign each sound type to a keyboard, and as you play through the video track, you can press the keyboard and it will insert that sound in real time at the point in the track where you're playing it. So then you press another button to go back 5 seconds and listen to it here with that additional sound, or you can adjust the positioning of it. It's actually a really cool design. It's actually a very nice way of handling sound design, of handling sound implementation. I like it. Like, I do my own video editing and I enjoy it, and this is a way of adding sound effects and sound design if you have the same sound effects. In this case, they were taking a scene from... what's it called? Heck. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? That they took all the audio off of the sword fight, and a person was just working on reintroducing sound effects into the sword fight in post. That's what they were using as an example. So they would play it, and they would just hit the buttons on their keyboard. And it's also Elgato Stream Deck compatible. They would hit the buttons on their device to insert the sounds at the right time. And it's like, that's brilliant, that's great, that's fantastic. If I want to add an audio source, I need to go into my audio library, drag it into my media library, drag it down to the timeline, position it with my mouse, and then hope that I got it right. With this, you just have your media library right here, and you just push the button for the sound that you want, and it's there. Bam, done, instantaneous. I love it. I think this is a very cool product, and I think it's actually going to do a lot. I think this product is actually going to go surprisingly far. I think you're going to be surprised and impressed at how far this product is going to go if you're a sound engineer, if you're doing sound design. All right. Check out how fast, agile you are. Like, sure? Okay. Yeah, why not? What do you got? These little panels will recognize any touch or any waving in front of them up to 60 centimeters away. And it's basically set up for a little game. It's a Sports React. Sport React is actually the name of the company. It's a little reaction device to get you to follow through a certain pattern, or get you to track your reaction time. And it actually does track your reaction time on a per user basis, so you can get improved and see what you're doing and see how you're improving on your... Yeah. Pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how much there's to say about it, but I like it. There was one vendor at CES who did not have a mask. Like they had a booth of 3 people, and not one of them had a mask. And I'm not going to show what they had because I don't want to signal boost them. I think that's fair. I think that's being reasonable. Yeah. Okay. But, like, millennial investing? Millennial investing. Okay. Why? What is it? What do you do? What do you do? I heard this guy give the pitch to, like, 4 different people, okay? And each time he said, it's like Robinhood, but... And if your description for your product is, it's like another product... That's not inherently bad, but that shouldn't be where you start. When you're describing what fancy and exciting product you made, it's not necessarily a good idea to immediately start saying, we're like this people, except less people use us, but you've probably heard of our competition, so just think about them. Sell your product. Don't sell somebody else's product when you're selling your product. Another product I saw that was very neat was a ski mask. It was a ski mask that takes, that automatically dims the lenses, depending on the sunlight. Depending on the amount of sunlight that is visible, it will automatically dim the lenses. I really liked that. But because of the type of lens they had in the ski mask, it was impossible to take a picture of it without doxing myself. The mask was too polished. Here we go. Haptic feedback gloves. So what these are is they're gloves that, well, they give you haptic feedback, that you can only pull down a certain distance, that you can only pull down so far. So if you have a cup in a VR game, you can grab the cup, and you will actually feel resistance to when you would be actually grabbing the cup. The cup actually feels like it exists in the real world, to your hands and to your pain and to your brains. And yeah, you can pet a dog in VR. Absolutely. I like it. It's pretty neat. You know what else is pretty neat? A little snowmobile. It's a little snow motorcycle. Yeah, they call it a moon bike, and it's just a little snow motorcycle. It doesn't have the bulk and the size of a... Yeah, sorry, it doesn't have the bulk and the size of a large snowmobile. I was about to just say of a snow dude, you know, like, and you know what? Okay, never mind. Yeah, this is actually a little snow scooter, if you will. This is good because it can go into thicker, dense forest areas where search and rescue might not be able to move a large snowmobile. This is a lighter device that's going to be able to be more maneuverable around heavy terrain or uneven ground. The price tag of this, I believe they said it was $5,500 US. And I want one too, but you know, it's less for an individual to buy and more for a resort to buy for people. Like they made it pretty clear that this was mostly intended for recreation. And I get it, this does look great for recreation, but my brain immediately goes to search and rescue when I see this thing because of the way it's, the profile and the way it's designed. Alright, next up we have this. The Knight. The world's first connected security and safety device platform. Unfortunately, I don't know how well it works because it looks like somebody stole the rest of their booth. So, it's a cup that goes into a cup holder that has a 360-degree camera that can alert for somebody who's breaking and entering. And unfortunately, it doesn't actually protect for somebody who takes all of your CES booth stuff. All they had left was a backpack. I don't know what happened to them, but wherever they are, I wish them the best. This is a plug. If you have a large building or workplace with multiple needs for power outlets, this could be installed and allow up to, I think you have one central hub and then you can add a bunch of satellite hubs. And you can add, I think what they set up to 12 charging stations for one base station. And there's QR codes that people can use to pay, and it allows one charging station to service multiple vehicles. It's a good idea. I mean, if you have a apartment building or a parking garage or any other place where many vehicles are going to be gathering, allowing them to charge while they're in your store or in your building or whatever it is that you're doing is a fantastic idea. And this makes it a lot easier to provide that to a wider group of people, to more people simultaneously. The night booth wasn't still and just moved in an L shape. Nice. I like this. I think this is cool. I think that electrical vehicles are going to become more popular, and I think they need to become more popular. We need to get off of fossil fuels, like, years ago, and we need electrical vehicles to be useful, viable, and convenient. Now, this is a product that I'm going to file under good intentions. This is a product that very obviously meant well. I can tell right just by looking at this. They only showed half the bin, so you can get a better look at the base of it. But it's a bike with a large bin, and the guy is like, "Wow, I can't believe that people in North America will drive 3 kilometers to a store." Well, this lets you pick up all the stuff that you need in the store and put it in a bin, and makes it so you can carry more stuff on your bike. I'm like, okay, that's neat. But how do I not die? Like, that's the problem I see. The problem is, but how do I not die? Because the reason that people don't bike in North America is not because of lazy reasons. It's not because we can't hold enough stuff on bikes. The problem is that we don't have the infrastructure. The problem is that we don't have enough space to bike. He bragged about how much carrying capacity was in this thing, and it was a ton. But the final device was like 80 centimeters across. This thing was almost a meter across. I don't know if you've seen Canadian bike lanes. They're tiny. That you don't get a meter worth of bike lane. This is clearly made for EU spec, where a bike lane needs to be 2 meters across. That's not something that we have in North America. You have either, a meter across bike lane, or you are literally sharing the road with vehicles, or you have a meter across bike lane that's currently closed due to construction equipment, and now you have to share the road with vehicles. Like, this is a great idea that just I don't think works. I don't think this solves the core problem of why people are not bicycling in North America. I like the idea. I like what he's going for. I don't think it's going to have an audience. I don't think it's going to have a target market, because this doesn't actually fix the problem. It doesn't give you a place to bike. And I mentioned this, and the guy was very dismissive of it. He's like, well, no, you have plenty of sidewalks. And this is like, buddy, we really don't. We really don't, mate. It's just not really an option here. This is on a bit of a tangent. This is a pulse ox. This is a pulse oximeter. It checks your blood oxygen levels that clips to your ear in a non-invasive way. It clips to the upper lobe of your ear and tells you your blood oxygen level. Great, that's cool. Usually pulse oximeters go over your finger, and you can't use your finger when you're using that. This gives you a passive pulse oximeter. You can check your blood oxygen while you're rock climbing, while you are bicycling, while you are out and about in a way that you can't do with a normal pulse ox. And lapping over the top of the ear is a unutilized space. Like, that's not going to interfere. Honestly, it doesn't even interfere with the earbuds, but it doesn't interfere with your ability to manipulate the environment around you. And I think that's a big deal. I like it. America is not the target audience. It is. That guy was explicitly trying to sell, looking for distributing partners in North America. America is the target audience, and that's my concern. That's my concern. That's the concern that I am having about it. Okay, this right here is a children growth management solution. I think that the growth management solution part of it sounds a bit awkward, but it measures your child's height and can be used to measure other data points as well. It also goes into an app that tells you what you are in compared to other children their age or whatnot. Cute. Sure, why not? I mean, tape measures are hard to use, so I guess this is a pretty good product. It uses a laser to measure the height, so yeah, makes sense. It'll log the height so you can track growth. And the only problem is that it clearly it misread my height. You said I was only 98 centimeters. I am definitely 101 centimeters tall. It was just a calibration issue, I'm sure. I'm sure that's all it is. All right. Remain is a way to share your hair journey. I asked him about this and asked for details because I was curious what this meant. What this is you can input your information about your hair length, your density, your all of the available functions that it has, and you can get you can see other people with a hair type similar to yours and see what they do with it, see what they how they hold their hair. It can recommend products to you. So this actually ends up being free to the user because they're making their money off of product revenue, ad revenue. It's basically a social media for hair. It's basically a hair Instagram for you to both show off your hair and to see other hairstyles of people who have similar hair types to you. And honestly, if you are into this Instagram style of hair management, sure, that's a good idea. That's cool. I like it. I think that it's going to be an interesting platform, because if you are passionate about your hair and hairstyling, then this is going to be for you. This is going to work very well for you. This is a baby formula warmer. It's a warmer for baby formula and breast milk. Yeah. The way this works is that it keeps the temperature more accurate. He was saying that when you heat a bottle, you don't actually know the temperature of the liquid because you're heating the bottle first and then you're heating the liquid inside the bottle, and it's very difficult to gauge the temperature of the liquid inside the bottle. And yeah, if the temperature inside the bottle, if the temperature of the milk itself is too high, you can scald a newborn's mouth, and that's horrible, right? Like, that sounds incredibly dangerous. I had never even considered anything like that. And this is a very accurate way to, because this measures the temperature of the fluids itself, of the milk. And then he said this also grows up with the kid, which is great if you're spending, you know, $150 on a product. This also grows up with the kid because you can use it to temperatures that are higher for hot chocolate and stuff later on as they grow older, or you can use it as a drink reheater for yourself for coffee and tea after you no longer need it for the kid. I like this idea because it seems to me like once a kid outgrows milk, like I don't know what age that is, but when a kid outgrows needing a bottle, everything that you bought for a bottle is now trash, right? Like if you bought, I don't know, a bottle warmer and a fancy glass bottle, and I saw a whole bunch of bottle accessories in other health and wellness sections. It's like, okay, this is not trashed when your kid is no longer bottle feeding. I don't know. Yeah, seems like a neat idea, and you can definitely sell it very easily by telling people that the dangers of scalding a kid's mouth, like that's an easy sell, right? Well, time to drink. All right. Mintable NFT collections with cats and other things, I guess. Why? Why not? It's... This dude just makes NFTs. Anybody can make an NFT. I could go and make an NFT right now. Like, it's not... I don't know. He's trying to make an NFT marketplace. I get it, but, like... I don't get it. I get it, but I really don't get it. Is the summary. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to something very important. Dog phones. Clearly what you need right now is a phone for your dog. It tracks your dog by GPS, and it gives you it gives you a walkie-talkie, so you can talk to them. Like, so you could, if you watch them on GPS and you see them going out into to a stream, you can tell them, hey, don't cross the stream, or come back, time for dinner, and you can call this out to them anywhere over a radius of multiple kilometers. Honestly, pretty cool idea. I like the idea of it. It's just very niche, you know. There's only a very small target audience for it, but for that target audience who wants to have an outdoor dog, but still wants to be able to track them and talk to them and, you know, give them commands outside there, I like it. And if any of you want one, there's a QR code that you can scan. I probably shouldn't. You probably are supposed to have been at the convention center to do this, but hey, they didn't say not so there you go. It's gone now. You'll have to watch the YouTube video later to find it. There's also a automatic cat litter box, which I've seen before. You know, having an automatic cat litter box is not the newest idea, but like, it's a good idea. This one I like because it's open topped. See, a lot of automatic litter boxes have a closed top, and cats don't like pooping in enclosed spaces. They'd like to poop in an open space much more comfortably than in an enclosed one. But because of the way most automated litter boxes work, many of them require you to have it with a top, have it with an enclosed top. This one doesn't, and that alone I think is a good idea. It lifts up and it sifts through the litter, dumps out all the poo, and then resets the litter itself. And in as sensors on the front and back to make sure that your cat is not going to jump in and get his paw caught during the automation. Great idea. I like it. Oh, and again, this is an AMA stream as well. If anyone has questions about the products that I've seen, feel free to ask. I can't necessarily answer every technical specification for every product, but I have seen these products in person and do have a idea of what they are capable of and what they're for. This right here are a little LED band that has a long battery life and a very good brightness. You can also change the color of the LED on the fly. This is for illumination in dark areas. You can use this on a headband, you can use this on a backpack, you could use this on a bike to give yourself a flashing, pulsing notice that there's a driver here. And then you could take that same unit and use it as a flashlight when you get to your destination. You could use it as a passive backpack light for when you're hiking. In general, it's just a little LED light strip, but the LEDs they used are absurdly bright. They're very bright, they're super shiny, and I think it's a good idea. I think this is a neat little product. It's not too innovative, it's not absolutely astounding or anything. At the end of the day, it's just a bracelet with LED strips on it. But at the same time, it does it in a way that I haven't seen anybody else do it. It does these light strips in a way that I haven't seen anybody else work around it. And I can respect that. I can respect that, and I think that the people who want that will do very well. Oh, we're back to NFTs. Okay. Let's see if we can work through this one together, okay? This is a piece of artwork that I believe is in front of the New York Stock Exchange, I want to say. I could be wrong on that. And they're selling NFTs of the statue. They're not selling the statue, they're selling NFTs of the statue. Which I will remind you they do not own. Because it's an NFT. You don't need to do that. What? Why is this a thing? Why do we need to sell NFTs of a statue? Well, because people are going to buy them. Because people are going to buy them for thousands of dollars. But they're going to buy them for enough money that you can actually get a real-life statue as well, like with this small miniature of the actual statue. Because you're spending so much money on the NFTs that they're actually going to give you a physical product. Hey! You get physical product out of an NFT. If only there were a better way, like buying a statue. Can I show this next one? I don't know if I can show this next one. I'm not going to show this next one. There is a gel pad that is designed to reduce incontinence around their perennial area. It uses it manipulates the muscles there and strengthens them in such a way that will help an elderly individual deal with incontinence. And frankly, that's kind of cool. Apparently, most of the ways that are currently used to resolve that require to go inside, and that becomes a very, uncomfortable process, to put it mildly. But we're still in health and wellness, which means that we have a hand washing station. This product launches water at your hands from all angles, sends a little bit of soap at it, and then rinses it off, and uses it not soap, but uses ozonated water. The water is ozonated to improve the to give it a good function against to let it destroy bacteria. Honestly, kind of cool. I watched the guy try it out, and yeah, he just put his hand in it. It just zotted his hands from all sides with water. Very quick, very fast, very efficient. And sure, ozonated water can be very good for. I wouldn't necessarily want to drink it, but ozonated water does a very good job of cleansing. And decontaminating. So this is another neat product. What this product does is it UV disinfects areas that are currently still in use. Instead of flooding a region with UV light, what it does is it floods a very small area with UV light, and it tracks where the customers are. And when a customer leaves an area after a significant time, it exhausts that exact area without causing a significant amount of UV radiation to the other area around it. So this allows you a restaurant to clean the tables after every single customer has sit down. This allows a cafeteria to have tables that are constantly clean of bacteria and virus. That's usually would require someone dedicated running around mopping up after every person who leaves. Install this in the ceiling of a place, and you can keep an area very clean for a very long time for a very high volume of traffic. And I think that's awesome. I genuinely think that's great. Oh, there was also an omnidirectional treadmill. They didn't have a prototype available yet, but that was kind of cool. Let's see here. Oh, this one was really neat. This right here. This right here is a flexible hydraulic system. What it does is this product, I was actually able to feel it, is completely soft, completely flexible, completely foldable. This was very malleable, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But then you send electrical current through it, it adjusts the valves inside internally, and it contracts the entire strip. The entire strip contracts like a ligament. It felt very organic when they did it. It felt like it was tightening in a very organic and natural way. So what it was doing was it was bringing up all the liquid that's in each of these little cells. Each of those little cells, the fluid was trapped in there, bloated, and it lifted up the lever at the bottom. The fact that it was extremely soft was a big deal. The fact that it was extremely soft meant that it could go in a lot of places where a normal hydraulic system would be unable to do so, where a normal mechanical system would be unable to do so, where a pulley and lever system might not even be viable. This gives you a space-efficient solution for a robotics problem. A robotics problem that is, how do you make something that is flexible, but still powerful? I like it. I like a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I like. Okay, next up we have whatever this is. We'll get through this one together, okay? Magical experiences in augmented reality. Okay, that isn't... It's an AR thing. It's an Edinburgh Napier University spin-off. Okay, that provides cutting-edge AR products and services for web. Okay, so they just make AR devices. Sure. They just manufacture AR devices and provide you with QR codes to let you work with it. Seems reasonable to me. So this is a chessboard. Stay with me on this one. The chessboard looks at all available moves and recommends the best move for you. And the enemy AI, the other opposition AI, can be chose to be at various difficulty levels depending on how hard of a game you're looking for. But what this does is it shows you all available moves and rates gives you a ranking of them. So in this case, really only one of these moves is good. You tap on the piece, it tells you everything that is available, and the dark red ones are bad moves, the light red ones are not great moves, and the blue and green ones are what the AI considers to be optimal moves. I like this product. I mean, yeah, it seems very effective at teaching you how to play chess by letting you see what the AI would recommend, but not forcing you to take it. You're not watching somebody else play chess. You're saying, well, I could do that. It might pop up with a move that you hadn't considered. It might give you an idea or an option that you had not thought of as good. And you can also play with people anywhere in the world, like the other one that I showed off yesterday. Okay, but... Okay. We gotta go back into it, friends. We gotta go back. We have to enter the metaverse. We must. We don't have a choice anymore. Hint VR platforms is a one-stop solution for training and engagement in the metaverse. And by metaverse, they mean anything that happens to be AR or VR related. That's what they mean by metaverse. They don't actually mean the Facebook metaverse. They literally just mean AR and VR. That's it. That's literally it. And I think, you know, what their actual product is fine and good. Training, especially medical training, is something that can absolutely be done in VR and following professional instruction. That's a great idea. There's not a thing in the world wrong with that. First, hands-on training in a 3D environment, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. It's nothing to do with the metaverse, but it's still, yeah, I need to have another sippy sip. Ah. Oh, I need to set up my redeems with Capamon. Capamon needs to do stuff when people redeem things. I forgot about that. So I don't think they have a bad product. I don't think there's any problems with what they have. They just are throwing the name Metaverse at things because it's, well, because it's what people are sending right now. Let me see. Where's the next cool thing? I definitely can't show that one. That one I definitely can't show. It's another health and wellness piece for, don't worry about it. Okay, so the next one we have, is this purse. This purse opens up into a full mirror, makeup mirror, as well as having a smart mirror functionality, so you can see your phone's functions through the mirror as well. So you have the smart mirror function on what is a purse. If you lift up these panels, if you lift up each of these panels, you actually do have storage inside of it. It's still a relatively low storage purse, it must be said, but you have the option to investigate, to set up a full makeup mirror anywhere. I can definitely imagine that some people will have will find a lot of value in this. There we have another speaker. That's neat. So this right here is a perfume creation utility. That's right, a perfume creation device. It comes with 3 sample starters here, and you can use that to make hundreds of different variations of colognes. You can use that to make your cologne... Wait, what? Hold on. Am I still tracking? No, I'm not. Huh? Ah. Okay, I'm tracking. Cool! I'm glad I'm tracking now. Good. Okay, now I can actually lean back and it'll still track. Cool, I like leaning back sometimes. Leaning back is very comfy and healthy. Anyways, where were we? So this will mix perfumes and colognes for you on the fly. Like, genuinely on the fly. with no other necessary ingredients other than the 3 different components that it has right now. And they have a couple of extra ingredients that you can swap in. And I like it. It gives you, rather than giving you one dedicated bottle of perfume, you can adapt it and adjust it based on how you want to present your scent. Because let's be honest, it can be what you have meant when you present your scent can be very effervescent. No, heck, dang it, I lost it. I thought I could do something cool there, but I couldn't. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Moving on. Look, sometimes rhyming is hard. This is a dynamo. This is a little dynamo that goes next to your bike's wheel. And it spins, and it spins, and it generates electricity. But here's the thing. It doesn't actually touch your wheel. That's the interesting part, is that this product does not actually touch your wheel at all. It goes next to your wheel, and your wheel will still make it spin, and that you do not have to install magnets on your wheel. It just spins, and then it generates electricity that you can use to charge your phone. It's cool. It's just cool. I like it. It's neat. It converts your power that you would be generating anyways from riding your bike into something useful, into a charge for any electronic device. All right, this one is kind of cool. This one's neat. This one is actually just kind of neat. This right here is everything. This is a microwave. This is an induction flame wok. This is a mixer, a power mixer. This is an air fryer. This device is a microwave. This is one device that does all of these different functions. You can use it to bake. You can use it to fry. You can use it to make a cake. You can use it to make to cook chicken and then take the chicken off, and then you can use this as a rice cooker. Like, that's crazy, right? This is one product that gives you an entire kitchen's worth of stuff. This replaces a stove. This replaces like half of the things in your kitchen in one unit. Now, I didn't actually try anything that was made from it. I didn't actually confirm how well it works, but the idea is fantastic because so many of these devices really do overlap. They overlap in function. Like, how many things do you have in your kitchen right now that heat up food? I bet the answer is 5. I bet the answer is a toaster oven, an actual oven, a microwave, a rice cooker, a wok, a pan, like, you have so many things that relatively overlap. Yeah, I think that this is a great idea. Good night, Ollie. Sleep well, friend. So this is a phone. This is a tiny circular phone. Now I'm like, why? Why do you have a phone? What makes this phone special? And then he told me what made the phone special. It's extraordinarily cheap and extraordinarily green. This phone is, what do you say, like $300 for an actual Android phone that was made entirely from recycled parts. And it uses a very simple ABS plastic backing. They call it a circle phone because it's of the recycling aspect. Cool idea. Very simple and very effective. I don't think there's a whole lot more to say on it. It's just a simple little phone that's inexpensive and green. But I do like the idea. Speaking of cool ideas, this right here is a headphone for children and youths that does not aggravate the ear. Most headphones put pressure on the ear, right? They put pressure on the ear to hold themselves in place. What this does is it holds pressure on the side of the head. So rather than holding pressure on the ear, it holds pressure up higher on the side of the head above the ear, and then the actual microphone just flops down beneath it. which means that for long-term use, that means that for general purpose use for younger individuals, you're not going to be damaging their ears. You're not going to be damaging the ear canals. You're not going to be applying constant pressure on a growing child's ear cartilage. And that's something that really is a excellent comfort level. Like, this is an excellent idea for comfort for long-term use, because having to wear headphones for learning and education is becoming more and more commonplace, becoming more and more necessary, frankly. And this is a good solution to the problem that I hadn't even realized existed. I didn't realize this was a problem until they told me. And it's like, you know what? I'm glad that you found this. I'm glad that you told me about this issue and had a solution for it. Genuinely, I think I am very glad that this product exists. So, this was a weird one. This is a new social media platform called Harmonious that advertises no bullying, politics, cancel culture, just peace, love, and posts. They didn't really have any description about why it would be that, or what they were doing to encourage that. They had no discussions about moderation. They had no discussions about how they manage their content and how they research for it. It really just seemed like it was a Twitter clone that warned you if you were about to post something that could be taken as inflammatory. It didn't seem like they had a real solid idea of who their target market was, or how they were going to be providing something, a system that was better than the current one, or even how they were going to be realizing their vision. Because I like the core idea of the vision is great, sure, right, yeah. But I don't see their roadmap, and I don't know if they know their own roadmap yet. Alright, here's one that I had so many questions about. I have so many questions about this thing. A valuable self-help mental tool for organizations who have dynamic, fast-paced work environments. A clinically validated mental health video game that has won a Surgeon General award with a cute fox. But the booth was empty. It wasn't lunchtime or anything. The booth was just empty, and I have no idea what this is. I really want to know, and I'm actually going to look it up live right now. It is called Light Sprite, so let's see. I'm going to actually pull this up live. What are you, Light Sprite? What do you do? What is your destiny? What is your goals?
We know video games.
It's a video game. Hold on. Okay, it's called Light Sprite. It looks like their entire website is based on watching videos, so I'm going to tip my hat and not look at that right now. But yeah, this is a cute booth. I don't know what their product is. I don't know what they're selling. But I like the booth. Okay, so you know what we need here? We need another drone. You know what kind of drone we need? A personal jet. Keep in mind, this is 2022. George Jetson is canonically born this year. George Jetson will be born in the year 2022. So by the time he hits 30, we need to be in the Jetsons world, right? Do you think we can make it? Do we think we can actually make that in time? I hope so. I hope that we can get there. And this will be a step on the way. This is a personal quad jet. Quad drone. This is a drone that will fly you from point A to point B. So, you know what? You need to go from point A to point B. This will get you there. This is fantastic. I like this a lot. I think this is very stylish, very cool. It's also going to be very expensive and have so many restrictions on where you can fly. There's going to be a ton of airspace restrictions on this thing. That's okay. It can have these airspace restrictions. I don't mind. I still love it. I think it's beautiful. And here we have another drone. This one is called Waste Shark. This is a drone that goes through the water and picks up trash. It's an anti-trash drone that swims around, cleans up our region. Now, this isn't an ocean cleanup device. This doesn't go through the entire ocean and to clean up the world. This goes through a small waterway or a small park. I think they said that Disney uses a couple of these, if I recall correctly, and Universal as well. No, I think that might be that might be thinking of something else. But yeah, this is designed for a resort area or for a to keep their waterways clean of trash. I like it. Neat product, neat device. But you know what we need is a dog heart rate analysis. We need a good way to make sure that our puppies have a good heart health. Honestly, this seems a bit silly, right? This seems a little bit absurd. And I mostly bring it up because I love the name Inupapi. That's just a really good name, right? And yeah, if you have a dog that or a breed even that is known to have heart concerns, this can be a very good preventative measurement. This can be a very good device to let you know what sort of issues may be cropping up, or just to be able to do things like check heart rates after a long walk or a hike, or make sure that your dog is calm and comfortable on a summer day. But really, Inupapi, that's what it's all about. It's all about having something named Inupapi. Metaverse, distance-free, anywhere door. Okay. They had the single worst booth at CES, real talk, because they were placed with this giant metal grate right next to them. There was just a giant metal grate coming down from the ceiling that took up half of their booth. I don't know what their product is. There wasn't somebody there. They're selling the TV. You can actually see it says 55-inch TV show special. You can pick it up after the show for $100. So if you needed a TV, it's too late now, but I guess that someone bought the TV. I don't know what their goals are. I don't know what they're trying to sell. I don't know what they're trying to do. I haven't the slightest clue. But it's Metaverse distance-free, and it's an anywhere door, so really, who am I to judge? Here we have a car. So this is a tiny car, all-terrain vehicle. What's actually interesting about this is that the front two tires can splay out. They can go from an in like this and out to a wider base. And I actually think that's kind of neat. It gives it a lot of terrain availability. The entire thing is electric with the battery in the base. It holds one person and some luggage and supplies. Frankly, I think it looks neat. No complaints. Alright, let me just check something right here. Okay, we are at... the 119 item mark. I have twice as many things that I want to go over, and I don't know if I want to do it all tonight. And many of these things are interesting and fascinating, and I know it's getting late for multiple people because I usually stream hours before now. So here's what I'm going to say and do. sec. I am going to call the stream here, and then either tomorrow or Sunday, I am going to do another stream. Hello, Nicole. I need to have a sippy. This is true. Although, no, I guess I have a good amount of people here. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me think about this. Let me think about it. Do you guys want me to keep going, or do you guys want me to hold this to another time? I guess I should leave that up to you guys. Because we have more products and more interesting stuff. I have as much stuff to cover as I have covered. But I don't want to burn out other people. And I have had a sippy, and it was very good and important. This was... Actually, you know, I could finish Eureka Park. How far down does that go? Do people want me to keep going? I guess it's the real question. Or do you want me to do this again tomorrow? Because I could. I'm perfectly okay with this. And tomorrow I could probably do it earlier in the afternoon as well. Thinking tomorrow. Anybody else have thoughts? I mean, I have a healthy number of people here. Maybe I should just keep going. I don't know. I don't know. I'll do a few more at the very least. This is an all-terrain stroller. I don't... Apparently this thing with called a cyber stroller is designed... Also, cyber stroller is an inherently funny term, honestly. Cyber stroller is designed to give you all-terrain options on a stroller. The guy had mentioned that when he was talking about this, that most strollers that are designed for all-terrain use are enormous, are very large devices, and not something you would use on every day. And this is apparently an everyday stroller that's designed for all-terrain. So that's neat. It has a cool look to it. I like the look of that wheel. I mean, it's a giant modular wheel, and I think that's very nice. All right, hold on. I think that, let's see, trying to look at things. Here is an automated beehive system. Now, bees are terrifying to me. I think the bees are absolutely terrifying. So anything that means that less people need to cut in contact with bees seems like a good win in my book. And that's exactly what this is. This is an automated drone and AI-operated beekeeping solution that extracts the honey in a way that's not harmful to bees. And that genuinely sounds like a great idea, right? Means that you don't have to interfere as much with the bees' lives. You just run the system, it'll harvest for you, and then you can come back at your leisure. Alright, I think there's where we're going to call it for the night, and I will go on tomorrow. Be sure that you're subscribed, or be sure that you're following, and be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, because I'll announce when I'm going live tomorrow. But we'll do another stream tomorrow that will be slightly shorter, but it'll be significantly earlier. So please look forward to that. Thank you all for joining me, and we will look at more of the awesome CES stuff. More drones, more crazy technology, more NFTs, because of course there's no avoiding it. And I'll also add in my wrap-up, my full wrap-up session for the for CES tomorrow. I want to thank all of you for joining me. I hope that you've had a good time. I hope that you found this interesting. I hope that you thought that some of these products would be neat to own, right? Like, the use case of these products is fascinating. And I hope that you've enjoyed this. Thank you, friends, and I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Cheers!